Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my third video. It's nice to see you. Today I want to talk to you about the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks after I quit my job. If you watched my previous video, then you know that I quit my job in 2013 around the 1st of June. But first I want to say that between 2007, when I went to Switzerland and when I had my epiphany, until 2013 when I quit my job for good, I didn't just waste time. So in this gap of 6 years I did training for mountain guides, and I also did training for tour guides. So by the time I quit my job in 2013, I already had a good background. And also I did a lot of hiking in these 6 years, during these 6 years. So I had gained some experience, more experience as a hiker. But now let's get back to 2013, the moment when I quit my job. So I quit my job around the 1st of June, like I said. And the first 2 weeks were really interesting. We're like, I'm going to use the word honeymoon, because it was just like a honeymoon. Everything was nice. I didn't have to wake up in the morning at 5 anymore and go to work. I didn't have to put up with my boss. I didn't have to do anything that I didn't want to do. I had a lot of time to read a lot of books. I could spend a lot of time at home with my daughter. My daughter was back then only 3 years old. The problem was that this honeymoon ended after 2 weeks, around 2 weeks. And when this honeymoon ended, I realized that I had to provide for my family. I had to put food on the plate. And back then my wife was working as well, but it was really difficult to live with only one source of income in the house. So I decided to actually start and do something. So I had done some thinking prior to quitting my job, and I realized that I wanted to focus on foreign customers. That was my main market, my main goal. So I started to think, okay, where will I find these customers? So the answer was really obvious: hotels. So I decided to set the bar really high for me, and I decided to start with the hotels in Bucharest. And I decided to go on the main boulevard, the Victory Boulevard, and go to different hotels and try to make a deal with them. I was offering hiking tours, day tours, and prior to quitting my job, I had done some really interesting flyers. They were really cool actually, with day tours, hiking day tours. So I thought I should go to the hotels and try to present my offer and tell them that I'm doing mountain guiding. And then maybe we could do something like a win-win situation. They could make money, I could make money, and everybody would be happy eventually. But in my approach, I was very naive. And the thing is that I was stepping out of my comfort zone, because I had to go to the hotels and present my idea and my service, and that meant I had to interact with people. The problem was that at my workplace, I was sitting every day behind the screen, behind the computer screen, so I did not interact with people too much. So this skill of communicating with others was something that I was lacking. So I didn't know how to do it. So because I was very frustrated and very very nervous, I started to smoke. That was the thing. I started to smoke. So before I would go to a hotel, to any meeting, I would stay outside and smoke a couple of cigarettes, or maybe 3 or maybe 4. I became a chain smoker quickly, and that happened because I didn't know how to talk to people, because I was very nervous. Just imagine that I couldn't look people in the eyes for more than maybe 5 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds maximum. So it was really difficult and interesting for me, and very new. So I remember I went to the city center on the Victory Boulevard by bike one day, and I had these flyers with me. So I went to the first hotel, and the reaction was really disappointing. And I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes about my epic fails, because I had some epic fails in the first 2 days. So I go to the first hotel, I try to man up. First of all, I smoke a few cigarettes outside, then I go inside, and then I go to the front office and I introduce myself and I present my service in 3 or 4 seconds, and then I soon realized that the person I was talking to was not interested, and he says something like, and he had this Colgate smile, or maybe a grin, it wasn't even a smile. He said, "Our clients are not interested in hiking." Wow. So I thought, well, I didn't say it out loud, but I thought, how do you know? And do you know what hiking means? Because you don't look like a person who's hiking, that's for sure. So I was disappointed, and I thought, but did you ever ask them? Do they have a sign on their forehead that says we are not interested in hiking? How do you know? So pretty disappointed, quickly I decided to leave because I didn't know what to say. It was my first rejection and I had no idea how to deal with it, so I just left with the tail between my legs. Then I went to the second hotel. The same thing happened. I was kicked out in less than, I don't know, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And to cut a long story short, the same thing happened at the other hotels. I basically went to, I think, 5 or 6 hotels. And everywhere I went, I got the same answer. Our clients are not interested in hiking, our clients are interested in cultural aspects, our clients are not fit for such an activity, and blah 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 blah. So, okay, I went home. Again, really, I was feeling down. I did not expect this. For me, this was a big blow because I had very high expectations. Because I thought, you know, everybody should be interested in hiking because it's such a cool activity. It gives you a lot of energy. You go to such amazing places, and I'm sure the hotels are not offering this. So this could be a win-win thing for all of us. And I went home. And I talked to my wife and I said, this day did not go well at all. And my wife said, okay, you know, cheer up and you'll see. So the next day I decided to change my approach a little bit. I went to a travel agency that I knew in the city center, and I was supposed to talk to someone who was doing incoming. So I thought, okay, this should go just fine. And I went there, and I remember the guy told me, okay, have a seat, I will be with you in a few minutes. So I said, okay, yeah, sure. And I had my speech prepared already. I was hoping I wasn't going to mumble like I am now, probably. Of course I mumbled eventually. So the guy was talking on the phone, and he came to talk to me after 15-20 minutes. And honestly, he did not seem interested at all. I mean, I tried to explain to him the big picture, and I was trying to make him be interested in what I was selling, but obviously he was not interested. So I remember thinking, you know what, this is not going anywhere, this is not working. And I think he told me, okay, just give me your business card and I will call you, blah 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 blah. So I thought, yeah, sure, I heard this a million times, just give me your card and we'll call you. I know the story. So I went back home, and in such a situation, 2 things can happen based on my experience. Number 1, you can go back home with the tail between your legs and quit and say, I'm not doing this anymore, it's not worth it, it's taking up a lot of my time, this is not going to work, and so on. And you can go and look for another job. The second thing that can happen, and it happened to me, you can get angry. And I got really, really, really angry. And anger in this situation is a good thing. And I will tell you why. Because it makes you go forward. In my case, because I was so motivated and I knew that what I was offering or what I was selling was really good, I thought this has to work. I mean, you cannot tell me that this is not working because I know it works. I've seen it working and I know what I'm talking about. Call it intuition, call it, I don't know, self-confidence, call it whatever, it doesn't matter how you call it. And so I got really angry and I told my wife, I want vengeance, and I'm going to get my vengeance. And I remember my wife told me, just be careful, because your blood pressure is now. And I said, I'm not going to give up. I know I'm not supposed to give up, and even if they don't want me, I will do it by myself, and I don't care how I will do it, but I will do it. And I managed eventually to break the ice. And if you want to know how I managed to break the ice, you should watch the next video. Until then, thanks for watching, and cheers, stay safe.